my name is Ryan with C&R Gaming, and today I'm doing a review of the Retro Fighters Brawler 64 gamepad. It's for the Nintendo 64. There was a Kickstarter involved in this where at the low tier you could pay $20 and they would provide you one controller for the system. First, I wanted to show you guys the box, the packaging. Side here, just a picture of the controller. Retro Fighters. Retro Fighters. And on the back here, it goes over some of the highlights. It's saying here that it has a more ergonomic and comfortable two-handle design. It does have a turbo button on it. It has very comfortable responsive analog stick. And you can pause it there if you want to take a little more time to read over this. This is the pamphlet that came in with it. Talks about Retro Fighters. Big thank you for purchasing the controller. Again, Retro Fighters. Talks about the goods with the Nintendo 64 controller setup. Basically, it's just plug and play. But again, it says here it's not compatible with transfer packs, so it's not going to work with your Pokemon games. Then a customer service and special thanks. And I believe that would probably be one for the customers who purchase maybe the higher tiers probably got special thank yous, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So these are the two controllers, or the Retro Fighter controller and the Nintendo 64 controller next to each other so that you can kind of get a size comparison. Now with this particular controller, it's going to give you more of a modern feel, and which is why I was excited about the product. The Nintendo 64 original controllers, we all love it, and it's a great controller, but it can feel a little cumbersome, and if it's been a while since you've played the Nintendo 64, going back to this controller from like an Xbox One or a PS4 controller, it feels a tad bit awkward and just, again, a cumbersome experience. So I have to tell you, the Retro Fighter controller feels very good in your hands. It has an analog, it has a normal directional pad, your start button, the turbo, a clear button to clear the turbo, your A and B button, and your C controller directional pad. On the top here, you have your L and R buttons, and it gives you the options of two Z's, so for the Z button, whichever you prefer. It does work with memory pack. The weight of these controllers, without the memory pack in it, they're actually the same. It's 7 ounces for each one. So if you're curious about the difference in the weight, they're very, very close to 7 ounces on each one of them. I went ahead and tested 3 different games with this. I tested Star Soldier because it's a Twitch game, you know, with the shooter. And Star Soldier is a very tough game for those that have played it. But the controller did make it a more enjoyable experience overall. It could be due, again, to the modern control, and I felt more comfortable with it overall. Again, because if I don't play the Nintendo 64 for a while, this just makes it feel more comfortable in my hands. For Mario 64, I tested that game as well. The triple jump, the long jump, worked just fine. It made the game a little bit actually easier, in my opinion, because the control just felt really good. And Mario 64, or excuse me, Mario Kart 64. It's a great game. We all love Mario Kart 64. Fantastic game. It felt just about as comfortable as the regular Nintendo 64 game. I felt a little less of a difference in this game, but again, still a very enjoyable experience using this particular controller. But I can't say that there was a huge difference in this one between the original Nintendo 64 controller. I will say I felt like the initial speed where you get at the beginning of the game felt a little bit easier to pull off on the new modern Retro Fighters controller. So I have to say, overall, I feel for the price that they're asking for this particular controller of around $20, at least for the Kickstarter, was a very fair price. Again, it feels super comfortable in the hands. All the buttons are very responsive. Same weight as the original Nintendo controller. It feels very good. I highly recommend this product. I probably would give this a 10 out of 10 as far as comfortability level. And the only thing inconvenience is, again, if you're a big Pokemon 64 player, then for the Pokemon Stadium games, you can't use the transfer pack with it. But past that, it's a very good controller. So if you'd like more information about the Retro Fighters Brawler 64 gamepad for the Nintendo 64, I will leave a link in the description below so that you get some more information about it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out our other videos if you enjoyed this one. Again, thank you so much and have a great day.